2022 winter collection, which features this super cute and cozy Bobby roasting a marshmallow design that Lockleth did. You can get that on a hoodie or on a sweatshirt or long sleeve for the colder months. We've also got a mug for your hot cocoa and an adorable sticker that's begging to go on your notebook or laptop. We've also got this limited time Murford and Sean's shirt that was voted on by our patrons, and this one is only available through the end of January, so pick it up now and make sure you don't miss out. We've also got some items leaving the merch store to make way for new stuff in the future, so grab those while you still can. And you can find all of this sweet merch at bit.ly/cpgmerch. Links are going to be in the video description, and let's be honest, you need Bobby roasting marshmallows in your life.
Aaron Greenberg, hi. Sean Capri, the Xbox Drive. I would really like to see Game Pass included with every single console you sell. Series S, Series X, put it in with games. Give it to people with, like, get people buying Mountain Dew and Doritos. Give them codes. Just get it out there, man. You did it with Xbox Live. Do it again. You can take over the world. I believe in you, you big, beautiful man. There.
Also, don't forget to include a coupon for a personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut in there as well.
I'll take it. People should be accidentally signing up for Game Pass at this point.
You know what I would do if I was Sean Capri for 25 minutes? I'd go to Sean Capri's shelf and open all of the stuff on his shelf and just take all of it out of the box. And then just leave it on the shelf. But yeah, what about you?
Oh, hey everyone, it's me, Sean Capri. I'm glad you're here because you're listening to the most powerful podcast on the internet. It's the Xbox Drive. I'm on a Skype call with my friend Brian Murford. He's back on the moose, and I've destroyed the YouTube video. So let's jump on into the Xbox Drive. Blah, 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 blah.
Greater than X.
Ryan Turford has returned to the Xbox Drive. I've broken the video completely. It looks awful, but I'm glad everybody is here. We'll get through it, my friend. It's only 270 some odd times we've done this show, but we'll get through, my friend. I'll sort it out. Don't you worry about me.
100%. I was wondering what you were doing over there because I wasn't watching the YouTube feed.
What the heck, man?
But I mean, the best part is, Sean, is that, you know, where a lot of our listener base is on the audio feeds, they won't even notice. They'll just
true.
be like, what are we even talking about at this point? That's the miracle of live television, Sean. When you do live television, sometimes you make mistakes.
Sometimes things happen. These things. You know what I realized happened is last week we didn't have you on, so there's a couple of adjustments that I didn't change back from last week. But the good news is I by accident crop out some of the bottom part of your screen here. So anything you were worried about, it's all good, man. But good to have you back. We're back. The Xbox Drive continues on. We got full tank of gas and we're ready to go, dude.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's very nice to be back in my apartment because I had to basically leave last week. That was the reason I wasn't on last week's show, because there was some maintenance going on in my apartment. So I'm glad to be back on the show. I missed doing the show with you last week, my friend. And,
yeah, man.
Especially because we didn't even get to talk about the developer showcase together. I know you got to talk about it last week with Court and Seth. And by the way, huge thank you to Seth.
That was super fun, man.
Filling in for me.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Yeah, but we'll talk about I think we'll talk about that a little bit before the show's
okay.
Because
we do whatever you want to do.
What else are we going to talk about this week? Let's just throw that out there. There's nothing going on in the world of Xbox. But before we get into all this, of course, we got to do the rigmarole. So folks at home, if you want to support the show, there's a number of awesome ways to do that. Number one, if you're watching the live stream right meow over at youtube.com/carpoolgaming, you know, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, and then ding, ding, ding. Ring that notification bell to be notified whenever we go live, like a live stream like this one, or whenever we put up a new video, like the We the Gamer cast this week with Brendan Myers. So definitely check that out on the channel. Also, if you want this show a little bit early, or if you want some exclusive content, head over to our Patreon, patreon.com/carpoolgaming. Throw a little tip in the old tip jar, and out comes content. And last but not least, you know, I want to remind people, of course, we have our fantasy credit going with the trophy room that is happening right now. The link is in the description of the video or the show notes if you want to keep up with our journey, because, you know, we've gotten some flack from Mr. Badpick this week, Sean, because, you know, number one, Fire Emblem Engage reviews are out, and, you know, it didn't do as well as we were kind of hoping. But we also added a whole bunch of stuff to our list as well. So we want to hear from people. What do you think about our fantasy lineup, and who's gonna win, us or the trophy room?
Well, they rigged it from the start. Number one, they surprised us with a draft that I was not prepared for. So that's number one. Number two is they randomly got selected as the number one pick. So that's fine. Losers can go first. You know what I'm saying? So they got Zelda. They rigged it from the start. But we're doing okay, man. I'm okay with Fire Emblem is sitting around like an 83, I think. So it's the first game to hit the thing. And this is one of the fantasy leagues that we're in, but we've also got the community one. So Tech Mike has it in League B for the Carpool Gaming. And I don't remember who has Fire Emblem in. Do you have the Fire Emblem one?
Fire Emblem. Of course I have Fire Emblem.
You have it in the community one. You have it with the Carpool Gaming hosts, which is also, that episode is available at patreon.com/Carpool Gaming as well. Like, we have so many leagues, and this is why, and I said this on the Nintendo Drive, I invite people to join me, support Fantasy Critic on Patreon. We all get a lot of joy out of this. A few of us are in many, many leagues as well. So I just wanted to put that out there. No pressure, obviously, but just throwing it out there. That this person who runs Fantasy Critic brings a lot of joy to the world. So we are supporting that. At least I am.
Absolutely. I mean, Fantasy Critic was so fun last year, Sean, and then this year, like getting the community involved with us. I mean, this is so much more fun this year, I think, even than last year, which was already a lot of fun. So definitely make sure to support Fantasy Critic. I think they're pretty awesome. Also, I forgot to mention, Sean, because of course I brushed past this like a big dummy. We want to say thank you to Tim Palin for becoming a gold member. And then also we want to welcome back Brian Eck to the Patreon as well.
Yes.
So huge thank you to all of our Patreon supporters for supporting us as well. And for, again, Tim hopping in at the gold tier. We really appreciate you.
Dude, I've eaten a good amount of food with that there, Tim Paulin. I may have been challenged to a massive dinner and also a gigantic piece of cake after dinner, and I thought I could handle it. And Ryan, I couldn't handle it. It was too much cake. But we met at the Married to the Games episode 500, which was just incredible last year, and I can't believe that was already coming up on a year ago. We were in Nashville. It was a good time. So welcome back, Tim Paulin.
Very nice. Very nice. Whereas, the only thing we got going on food-related wise is Matt Swinski and I have a pizza bet going currently, whether Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out this year or not. So get ready for some pizza pictures.
Time is ticking.
For later this year. But anyways, let's grab our 8 tracks, pop them in. It is time for the playlist. And Sean, you warned me before the show started you didn't play anything. So I want you to tell people at home if that has changed between the time you told me 10 minutes ago to now.
Yes, it has actually. I did play. I'm about 6 or 7. I love when I make you do a face palm. It's like my favorite thing. I'm about 6 or 7 hours into Nobody Saves the World. I touched on it just a little bit during the Nintendo Drive yesterday, but I can't remember, Ryan. Did you get around to this game? Did you miss this game from Drinkbox?
I missed it. It came out at a time where there was another game that I'm blanking on that came out at the exact same time, and I just never went back to it.
Yeah, turns out it's real good. I really enjoy this, man. All the different forms that you can take. You can be a mermaid or a little turtle or what else? You got a little like slime monster kind of thing. It's super fun. Kevin Ainsworth in chat says second best game of 2022. I'm not quite there. I think that my game of the year standings still hold, being Neon White number 1, Elden Ring number 2, and Vampire Survivors number 3. But it is up there, man. It's a high quality game that it is. I feel like leaving Game Pass any moment now. So I think for the first time, Ryan, like I'm excited to talk to you about this. We often talk about, like we update the people. We pass along the news that we read on the World Wide Web. And this game is leaving. And we always say, whenever we talk about the games that are leaving Game Pass, we're like, get on in there, make sure that you play before it leaves. And I've never done it. Like I played the games that I played. This is the first time. I'm like, I better get finished on this game. It's really good. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, this is one that I'm actually sad is leaving because I know that this week I'm just not going to have time to play it. And it'll be gone by the time I finally do have time.
You're missing out, dude.
So
this is a crazy week too. I feel like regardless of Game Pass, like Fire Emblem is coming out this week. I'm pre-downloading Persona 4 Golden for some strange reason, as if I'm going to get to that on top of all the other things I've got going on. But it's an exciting, like now 2023, I think finally maybe kicks off this week, Ryan, with Fire Emblem kind of kicks off the new year of gaming.
Yeah. In fact, I would say between now and when Resident Evil 4 comes out on March 24th, like that 2-month window, there's going to be so many games, and especially for me personally, being an RPG fan, because there's just so many RPGs coming out in February that it's just, I don't even know when I'm going to have time to play all these games at this point, Sean. But we're going to find a way to make this work. But I'm glad you're playing that, because now I think you finally understand what Garrett Bland was talking about, because Nobody Saves the World, also one of his favorite games of the year. And I've been hearing it from him literally the entire year on RPG Caves.
And I understand you hear Garrett saying that and you just don't know if you can trust him, like it's questionable at best. But I back him up. I think I am verifying the doctor's opinion on this one. The thing that, and I don't need to stick on this for too much longer. I just want to say that I'm continually impressed with how different each character feels and how still I don't want to just settle in on one. Like anytime you have this kind of variety, whatever it happens to be, sometimes like whether it's a party system or whatever, sometimes you just get comfortable. But the game does this really nice job of each time you get a new character or form, it just feels great to play. It's different from the last time and you kind of want to stick around with that. But there's this upgrade tree and skill tree that you can do that incentivizes you to keep shifting around, and it's very fun. The turtle is the first one that I got that could go in the water. So it's just like, oh man, that used to be a barrier for me, but we are swimming around here with this turtle. Because of course, Ryan, turtles can swim. Got an ugly mermaid, I think. I think Seth said it's an ugly mermaid. I don't know. Well, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but this game, very, very cool. And I don't think it's very long. So I'm hoping that I maybe can roll credits on this before going on to the next one.
Very nice, very nice. And I'm, before I, talk about the games that I played, because I was about to brilliantly segue into that, but I have to acknowledge the people's champ in the chat, aka Mr. Badbit, who says that we're dancing around his question, but literally
we already talked about it.
We talked about it right before
you
came
up on
in,
time,
so.
You delinquent. Holy crap, man. Like, you're so bad at this. It's unbelievable. Like, you'd think you'd be good at it by now. And also, I'm very confused. I need to let people in. I need to pull back the curtain. Badbit in public being very aggressive. Badbit in our private chat being congratulatory. And he has me confused, I have to admit. I'm not sure what to make of it. So I'm just going to default to say that it's all a ruse. And no matter what he's doing, he's trying to get in our heads, and we're not going to let him. So mods, get that ban hammer ready, because we might just need to kick this guy out, and I'm going to unfollow him on Twitter once again. Holy crap, I can't believe we're friends.
I kind of feel bad for Badbit. What a nice young man Mr. Badbit is. But
You're on my team. You're on my side. How many times do I have to remind you?
Anyways, it's time to talk about the games I played. So I played some stuff. So before I get into kind of my big kind of section of my playlist, I want to talk about one console game I played this week, because this was a game I was excited to at least try out. I've talked about it on the show a few times, but there was finally a demo released for this game last week, and that is One Piece Odyssey.
Yes.
So this is the One Piece turn-based RPG from Bandai Namco. Of course, I've talked about it on the show before, but I'm not a fan of One Piece at all. Like, it's 1,000+ episodes, so I mean, it's like so much for anyone new to kind of catch up on, combined with the fact that it's a show about pirates who can't swim. And people know my, dismay for pirates, just to say the least. I don't really like stuff with pirates in it, so something has to be pretty special to win me over that has pirates in it, and unfortunately One Piece has never been that thing, but I was like, okay, this game seems really interesting, and the comic mechanics seem pretty fun, so maybe I'll try this one out. So maybe I'll try out One Piece Odyssey, and I actually liked the gameplay a lot. Again, it's turn-based. What's interesting about this game, as opposed to and sets it apart from games like Final Fantasy, is you have access to all your party members pretty much from the start of the game in your party, but you only can use 4 at a time like a traditional RPG. But you can actually swap them in and out pretty much with no consequences. And have them take their different turns. And it has kind of like a weapon triangle, kind of like Fire Emblem does, like sword attacks versus, melee attacks versus ranged attacks. So you have to kind of plan your strategies accordingly, and, make sure to attack enemies with your allies that are stronger against them to deal extra damage. But then they also have your characters grouped up in different zones across the battlefield. So like Luffy might be in one zone with one enemy, and then Zoro and Nami might be with like a different set of enemies over here. And in order for your group to kind of come together to then focus down a specific enemy, they have to defeat the enemies in their zone first before they can move between battle zone. So it adds like this extra layer of tactics on top of it that I thought was like really interesting and refreshing. So I actually like the combat a lot in this game, but man, just the story, because I'm not into One Piece, just did not bring me into it, unfortunately. So it's just one of those things where I don't think I'm going to pick up the full game after all. But I did really enjoy the gameplay of this game a lot, which is why I think personally, if you're into One Piece, like I think this game's a slam dunk. It looks gorgeous. It runs great on Xbox. The gameplay is really fun. And again, if you're not sure about it, the demo is up on Xbox right now, and your save carries over to the full game if you decide to actually pick it up from there. So I think it's one for people to check out, especially if you like One Piece, for sure.
I have a very important question, Ryan, and it is directly related to the theme of the Nintendo Drive yesterday evening. And if people are not currently subscribed to the Nintendo Drive, your perfect entry point is this week's, where we talked about husbandos and waifus. I presume that when you say that the story isn't good and you're not really captivated by this world, that what you mean to say is there are no waifus and husbandos. The waifu and husbando factor is 5 or lower, is what I'm hearing you say.
I don't know.
Oh.
One Piece has some good waifus and husbandos, but
One Piece sounds like swimwear to me, so
yeah,
we'll just go with that.
Seth points it out in the chat, and so does Kevin Ainsworth. They're already pointing out the waifus.
Well, there you go. See,
right
this is what people want to know, Ryan. Like, you can talk about these layers of intricacies and tactics and whatever else. You named a bunch of characters. I don't even know those are words. Tell us about the waifus and husbandos. I will say, things got a little sweaty on the Nintendo Drive yesterday, so it was a good time, man. Yep.
Out of control, Sean. Even though I was kind of saving that because we actually have questions about husbandos and waifus in Carpool. So we'll get to that.
Oh my gosh.
Other exciting thing to talk about, and this is my big kind of back half of the playlist. Sean, we've been talking about this for a while, kind of like in the back end of the Discord, but I haven't really had like a new computer in a long time. I've basically been using this like Asus Republic of Gamers laptop from 7 years ago that wasn't even like a top of the line laptop when it came out. Like it was an older laptop when it came out. So I've been really needing a new PC for the longest time, especially since I edit a lot of the stuff over here at Carpool. And I'm sick of it taking 3 hours to export with the Gamercast. So I decided it was finally time to get a new computer, to finally join the PC Master Race.
No, don't say it. Don't say it. That's a terrible term. I hate that term.
I hate it too. But I felt it needed to be said right here on the show. Yes. So I have a PC. It's sitting here beside me. You can't see it in the shot, of course, thankfully. It's very colorful.
Yeah, you want to see it. You want to get that on display. It's got all the RGB, the LEDs, all the things are spinning up in there, man.
I mean, even my RAM has RGB on it, Sean. So it's even...
That's how you know it's good.
RAM. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So I played a lot of PC games yesterday.
Yes! I love it.
I'm excited for us to finally be able to talk about PC because I actually finally have a computer that actually can play modern PC games.
Yes.
I'm very excited about this. So number one, and I'm looking for more suggestions about this. I know Rybo helped me out with this last night, but I'm really looking for RTS suggestions because I think we had a question on this show a few months ago asking about what genres we kind of grew out of or just haven't really been keeping up with.
Big time.
And one of the genres for me that I haven't been able to keep up with because I haven't had a modern computer are real-time strategy games, because I love real-time strategy games. Of course, people know my background from the famous We the Gamer Cast episode that I was on.
Super famous.
Where I talked about, playing in Pro League for StarCraft and StarCraft 2, where like I was really, really, really into RTS games. Like that was all I played for the longest time. But then I really just fell off with them. So I got in the mood to play some RTS games. So I installed a whole bunch of them because a lot of them are on PC Game Pass, which of course I'm rediscovering now that I'm on PC games. So I played Age of Empires 4 last night, Sean.
Yes.
It was my first time checking out the game. I know it's coming to Xbox later this year. But
the console version is not on my radar. The PC version is where it's at, man.
Oh my God, Sean, Age of Empires 4 is really fun.
Yeah.
It totally filled the craving I was feeling for a good RTS game, like a good old school feeling, like Warcraft or StarCraft feeling RTS game. You of course pick your country, and then you level up through the ages, and then you just fight a whole bunch of stuff. And oh my God, It was so much fun.
We don't
to
need
kind
any
of
new games, Ryan. That's it. Just play
Yeah.
Age of Empires forever. Just do this, man. It's great. And it's gorgeous too. And what a kind of maybe not immediate choice for a lot of people to like, I got my new PC, let's push it to the limit. Age of Empires is a gorgeous game, man. And I think that you got that's a great game to kind of like warm things up with your new PC there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I played a lot of that last night, played through
Nice.
the tutorial, played through some of the campaign, and I really enjoyed it. I know it came out last year, and I was kind of bummed that I just couldn't play it. So I'm very glad I have a PC now to play it. I also, you'll be proud of me, Sean, because I reinstalled Total Annihilation.
Yes,
and
we need to
Supreme-
play. Can we commit? Because usually it's just me telling you to stream something. Can you and I go 1v1 on Total Annihilation? There's like 4 people listening tops who know what Total Annihilation is. I think two of those people are us who knows what this game is. But just a classic, probably 1998, 1999 maybe, real-time strategy, unlimited units, man. We're just going to go crazy. Oh my gosh, yes. I got it on GOG. It was like $3. I'm doing it. I'm with you.
We're playing it, Sean. We're going to play
Yes.
it. We have to find time to play Total
doing it.
Annihilation. But then, of course, I installed Supreme Commander again.
Yes. I actually don't know what that is.
It's the spiritual successor to Total Annihilation.
Is
Like,
it
a lot
really?
of
I've
it-
never heard of that.
Yeah, because it actually eventually came to Xbox as well, like original Xbox.
Interesting.
But Total Annihilation, Supreme Commander is also really good. I don't think it's as good as Total Annihilation, but it has like more modern graphics to it and more modern conveniences, so
I
it's a
love
little
it.
bit easier to play, I think. But then I got Rise of Nations installed, Company of Heroes 2. I'm eyeing Company of Heroes 3 next month now, when it wasn't even on my radar before, because again, I couldn't play it before, but now I can. So lots of new doors have been opened. Also, I did the silly thing, and I know my girlfriend who's in the chat right now will appreciate this. I installed League of Legends last night, Sean. And also I played a lot of Legends of Runeterra, which is the League of Legends card game, for the first time.
Well,
and also really enjoyed that too.
Nice knowing you.
Yep, exactly. So
Off
there's-
into the void of League of Legends, Ryan goes. I love it, dude. This is so
Yeah.
good. Did you tell us what's in this? What kind of power are we working with? What are the specs of this thing? Do you have those handy? What kind of graphics card you got?
So I got a NVIDIA 3070 Ti in here.
Oh,
Yeah, very fancy. And then, of course, i7 with 16 gigs of RAM, but I'm going to upgrade it to 32. I was talking to Rybo about that last night because I definitely need it for the editing side of things more than gaming. But it's putting out some good stuff, man. It's putting out some good.
yeah, that's a good
power.
PC you got there, man. It looks really good. Bob blah blah in the chat says Age of Empires 2 is my biggest drive for getting a PC, but I've lost steam with it coming to console. Still want to join the PC land. Well, that's people want us to do a PC podcast. Maybe we have enough podcasts, but every once in a while, Ryan, we might have a podcast within a podcast here on the Xbox Drive where we kind of like take a left turn, and just or take a pit stop, perhaps, if you like, going into PC parking lot.
I mean, that's one of the nice things about this show, because Xbox games are also on PC, Sean.
That's
In
right.
fact, one of the things I didn't realize was when I went to the My Games section on the Xbox store, I was like, oh, these are a lot of games I already own on Xbox. I can now just play on PC.
Heck yeah,
because they're just
man.
in my list now, which is really cool. That's the power of cross-buy, Sean, which is very exciting. So yes, we'll definitely have to talk about PC games more often because we're just PC people now.
The
Sean.
PC
It's
pit
official.
stop that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
New shirt,
And-
Lockleth. Write it down.
And then, last but not least, before we go to the one thing I want to ask you about before the carpool, I also mentioned this on Twitter as well to get Garrett Bland very excited. But I'm also playing Atelier Ryza, Ever Darkness, and the Secret Hideout. Because, of course, there's a new Atelier Ryza game coming out in March. It was supposed to come out next month, but it's actually coming out the same day as Resident Evil 4 Remake, which is a interesting move, but I'm excited to maybe check it out. But I had never really played the Atelier games, so I wanted to try this one out. I know Drew Agnew and I have been talking about this on Twitter because he's also pretty excited that I'm checking this out as well. But I'm having a good time with that game as well. But I'm playing on PlayStation, so I won't go into it here. That's an RPG cave kind of thing. But I want to at least give it a shout out because it deserves a shout out, and it's also on PC. So
Yeah.
there's that too.
Well, speaking of husbandos, that Drew Agnew, tall cup of water, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Bob Blah Blah wants us to do a special one-off episode where we walk us through how to put together a gaming PC. I think we might have to call in some experts on that one, Ryan. I don't know if we're qualified for that.
No, I'm definitely not the person for that. We call in Rybo
Lee
and Lee
Navarro.
Navarro. Yeah.
We have people for this.
How to make your own battle station. We'll call it that.
Yeah.
Just like the battle station Lee Navarro has.
The chat's going nuts for Drew Agnew as our new husbando. I love this.
He's someone who should definitely consider applying for the Carpool Gaming merch model position.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Speaking of which, Ryan, yesterday on the Nintendo Drive, I was wearing my brand new Murford and Sean's t-shirt. It's now covered in cat hair because that's what happens when you live in a house with a cat in it. But limited edition. People are not going to be able to get that for much longer. So order it so you get it. And it's gorgeous. It's in the style, of course, Mumford and Sons is the pun there, Ryan, just to make sure.
Voted on by you,
yes,
the
patrons. That's right.
Yeah. Well, Sean, before we get into the carpool, before we exit the car for today, I want to ask you real quick, because of course we know some games are coming out this week. We know Fire Emblem is coming out this week, and the big gaming season's coming. So I want to know from you, is there a Shunker plan in place of how you're going to tackle all these games, or tackle the games that you want to play?
I don't know.
Do you know what you're going to play coming up?
Dude, I don't think we have enough time to explore this question. It's a great question. I would love to sort this out. But I am in a rut. I alluded to this a little bit on the Nintendo Drive. Like, I feel like I'm totally tapped out. I feel like even though I have some time, by the time it does get around to like sitting down and playing a game, like I don't know what to start. I'm completely overthinking this. I just feel honestly, just a little overwhelmed with most things at the moment. So I don't know. And the fact that with every day, it's like the big games are coming and they're closer, and Dead Space is coming, and everything that you're talking about before, and Persona is on Game Pass now, and I'm running out of time with Nobody Saves the World and all this stuff. And you can see where my mind is at, Ryan. Welcome to my brain a little bit. You're going to regret asking this question, I promise you. I have no idea. Like, things that are on my list, and maybe I just need to do the old tournament bracket trick. This is usually how we start the year. I usually have a bit of a crisis at about this time.
I'm actually surprised you haven't done a tournament bracket yet.
Oh my gosh, I don't know why. Neon White is still on the go. I'm almost done Neon White. Elden Ring is still on the go. I'm nowhere close to finishing that. I bought a bunch of games over the holidays, so I'm just gonna take it day by day. You know what I'm really enjoying though, Ryan, without guilt or anxiety or anything, is Marvel Snap. Marvel Snap is great. Yeah.
It's good to have a good card game like that. Like that's why I'm thinking like Legends of Runeterra might become that game for me. That one, the card game I just fire up just when I feel like listening to a podcast and just chilling out rather than playing a normal
we'll
game.
See.
But for me, my map is finish Atelier Ryza, then play Fire Emblem this weekend, then Dead Space next week, and then maybe Forspoken fits in there somewhere. But then that'll kind of take us towards the RPGs that are coming out kind of towards the end of February. So that's kind of my plan.
Hang on a second. I need to ask you about this Fire Emblem comment that you just threw out there casually. Are you just going to play Fire Emblem this weekend, as in you're going to finish it this weekend? Like, are you starting and finished it?
I'm going to finish it before Dead Space comes out, which is on the 25th.
Dude, that's a 2-month project for me. You know what I mean? I mean, you know this about me.
Oh, I know.
Oh my gosh.
I have it all mapped out, Sean. I've got this.
Patreon.com/carpoolgaming. Help me quit my job so I can play a dang game, for goodness gracious. Holy crap.
Someone's got to do the Fire Emblem review, Sean. And I have taken the charge.
Oh, I can't wait. I actually can't wait to listen to that, watch it. Is Garrett playing it as well? Garrett likes that there, Fire Emblem.
I don't know. Garrett's currently on vacation, so I don't know if he's going to be able to play it before he comes back. I know he'll be playing it at some point.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anyways, let's let some of our friends get into the car with us. Sean, it's time for the carpool. Totally threw me off there. So, first off, Nagachaka asks, who is the hottest husbandos from Xbox?
Yes.
And why are they Marcus Phoenix of Gears of War fame, Master Chief from Halo, and Paladin Dance from Fallout 4? And there's also a question about waifus, but let's focus on the husbandos, of course. Let's give them their time to shine in the sun. I'm going to say Cinder from Killer Instinct is the husbando of the Xbox realm. Just a dude that's actually just on fire. Just why not? Why not?
I mean, it looks kind of like he's wearing almost like a leotard of some, like a onesie. Yeah.
Why not?
Holy cow, dude, that is hilarious. I'm caught off guard here a little bit, and especially with with Cinder. That is so funny, dude. Holy cow. Like, Xbox actually has a bunch of like weird, like not humanoid at all. Like, there's not, maybe this is the problem with Xbox. Maybe we're just discovering this. Like, where's the sex appeal? And is it just limited to husbandos, or are we on waifus as well?
Well, we're gonna again. Blaze Knight asks the foil question: who are the hottest waifus from Xbox, and why are they Serena from Skyrim, Kate from Gears 4, and Senua? Also, why is Xbox such a sausage fest? I legit had a hard time thinking about female leads. I mean, they tried Blaze Knight. They tried when they tried to make Tomb Raider an exclusive, they tried to bring in the waifu factor of Lara Croft, and it just didn't work.
No,
people didn't want that. So
well, on the waifu side, Ryan, and I think this might be a controversial opinion, and people can leave comments below. So feed that Al Gore rhythm. I'm gonna say Weapon from Halo Infinite better than Cortana.
Dude, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, better than Cortana. I'm just saying it.
I mean,
cute,
don't get me
quirky.
wrong.
Yep.
I love Jen Taylor, the voice who does Cortana, a lot more than the voice of Weapon. Mm-hmm. But man, as a character, I think Weapon is just so much.
Weapon is sweet. I need to go back to the husbando side of things. This is a cheap answer, and I don't care. The number one husbando in Xbox land is Court Lalonde's Avatar.
What? What? No.
What? I mean, we got
avatars are never husbandos, Sean. Ever.
Why not?
Well, you don't need me to explain it for 10 more minutes as to why that's just the incorrect.
I'm really lacking on Xbox, like Xbox first party, right? Like not just games that are playable on Xbox.
That's why this is so hard, because like you said,
like Forza car.
Yeah. The Battletoads, like who are like
Zit and Blemish or whatever they're called.
The painter from Pentiment. There's no Cartman from South Park.
Seriously,
because that's technically a first-party game.
I think we figured this out. Everybody's talking about games and first parties and exclusivity, but it's like, guys, figure out this husbando situation on Xbox. What is going on here? It's obvious. This is a tale as old as time.
Likewise, how do you know that Master Chief? Because Nagachaka specifically brought up Master Chief. How do you even know Master Chief's a good husbando? You can't even see him.
Probably horribly disfigured from all those laboratory experiments, Ryan.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was very handsome in the Halo TV series when he just wasn't wearing his outfit. But clearly, we don't know what game Master Chief looks like. So who knows? Who knows at this point? So yeah, they're kind of lacking on either department at this point. But anyway,
not even going anywhere near Minecraft. Goodness gracious.
No. Yeah, no, we don't care about Steve. Next up, we got Dan from Canada, who asks, if Xbox were ever to introduce a platinum trophy, what would they call said platinum trophy?
My answer to this, and actually I've got to give credit to Luke Lohr, previous co-host of the Xbox Drive. I think he might have come up with this. He used to call it a 1K, but that's not really all that applicable either, because like oftentimes you get more than 1,000. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think it's a great question, and I've often predicted and hoped for Xbox to have some sort of evolution to the achievement system. But it's almost like, do you chase a trend and then just not do it as well? Like, that's definitely a thing. It's got to be even like better than that. But I don't know. Do you have any ideas on like what you would call the equivalent of a platinum trophy in achievement land?
No, see, that's just it, because Xbox Land is so different because it's numbers instead of trophies that it's weird to do that. Because to your point, most games don't just have 1,000 gamer score, so you can't really tie that to numbers.
Yeah.
Unless it's like, I don't know, if you just be boring and just call it the gold trophy or the completion trophy or something stupid like that. Like, I don't think there's really a good option there, or a way that to really tie it in with what you're actually doing in the way that trophies are designed.
And so not again, inherent to Xbox. Like, I think about achievement or trophy hunters. But maybe that's too aggressive. Like you're not hunting these things down, and you have, I don't know, things that like achievements that you put on the wall. I don't know. It's tough, and I guess that's why they haven't done it yet, because I don't think the answer is all that obvious. Other than it's a clear and bad distinction between trophies and achievements.
Well, also it's like, where do you even draw the line with some of these games too?
Right?
Because some of them have, you can get 3,000 gamer score in a game because it's got 1,000 gamer score just in the DLC, but then where do you get that achievement to unlock where you have all the achievements? Like, how does that fit in there?
I love this from Bob Blabla in the chat. It says, I like the number system so much more than the trophy system. For some reason, 10 gamer score feels better to me than another bronze trophy. And I actually agree with that. It's the platinum specifically. I'm not even talking about the overall systems. I agree that I think the gamer score is better. I don't know that platinum, bronze, or gold trophies. I don't know. That's fine. But it's the platinum is what really matters, I think, in PlayStation land. PlayStation fans can let me know if I'm completely off base there, but I think like while there is distinction across those different levels, it's the platinum ones that really matter, I think.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's no one's out there bragging, I've got 20,000 bronze trophies.
Yeah.
At this point. Like no one's that person. Like they're usually like, I have 200 platinums.
Yeah.
Or so on and so forth.
Stingray in the chat says, meanwhile, Nintendo has stamps. Well, Nintendo doesn't have anything at all.
Yeah.
I've wanted them to do stamps because they use stamps in, I think it was Mario 3D World was one of the best examples.
They had it in a bunch of games, like NES Remix used stamps.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yep.
Yeah, Nintendo Land used stamps as well. So a lot of Wii U games used the stamps, which was pretty cool.
They could have just used it. They could have just done with that. Yep.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, at this point, Bowser points out in the chat, she never ever has to get another achievement again because she has 69K gamer score.
Nice. Yeah.
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 All right. Last question of the week, Sean, comes from Pezman Mike. And by the way, shout out to both Dan from Canada and Pezman Mike, who are brand new to the Discord.
Yes.
And are just started popping in and being super cool in the Discord. So
welcome in. I want to say, Ryan, I think you might have been doing this for a long time, but the welcome channel in the Discord, like people are coming in daily. And it is incredible. I don't know if this is new. It seems to be on my radar for the first time. It's just like every day, at least a couple of people coming on in. So it's a great place. Come on in. Everybody's welcome. So cool. Links are in the show notes. It's all good.
Welcome on in. Welcome on in, Pezman Mike. So Pezman Mike asks, let's say you are put in charge of the next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. What genre would you choose? A fighting game, a JRPG, a Metroidvania, a dating sim? Where do the turtles go next? So I had time to think about this one, so I'll let you think about this for a second, Sean. And I've actually talked about this one on the RPG Cave before with Garrett Bland, so I'm gonna reuse my own idea here. But I think a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles turn-based RPG would be the most perfect thing in the entire world because it's so easy. You've got your 4 party members right there. They already have their own unique abilities. As Sean's just like, what is wrong with Ryan today? A JRPG style Turtles game would be amazing. Like it basically writes itself where you've already got all the different bosses that you fight. Like you fight Bebop and Rocksteady and Baxter Stockman and stuff like that. Like they're the bosses you fight throughout your RPG journey as you travel to save New York from the Foot Clan. Oh my God, a Turtles RPG would be incredible, and I'm actually shocked they've never done one before because like I think it's just such a perfect idea that it's just just hire me to make Turtles games from now on. But Sean, what about you? What do you want to see next from the Turtles?
We need some sort of short or graphic of Ryan Turford being this square peg trying to get shoved into a round hole. What are you even talking about, man? The obvious answer is in the chat. Blah, blah, blah. Nails it. Open world Spider-Man-esque game cleaning up the streets of New York City would be incredible. I think that would be amazing. You don't want to slow these turtles down to turn-based. And I'm mostly joking around. I actually think that's a decent idea. But like I'm just poking fun. But I want to see these turtles move. I want to see them and their different abilities and be kind of like and feel like one of the turtles. I think would be pretty awesome. And the fact that Spider-Man and the turtles are both set in New York City, I think would be interesting. I will throw a curveball at you, Ryan, and just so that you have the best idea out of the two of us, it is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles presents Pizza Delivery Boy Simulator, where you work for Domino's. And you're just delivering pizzas all around New York City. But the crux of it is, Ryan, the secret of the ooze, as it were. The sewer systems. You ain't gonna get stuck in no New York traffic. You can go underground. You know how to do that, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You can do that. Yep.
Also, it'll just be like Spider-Man 2 on Xbox, which was also a pizza delivery simulator as well.
The other idea, you could have a Casey Jones hockey game. You could do that. Ooh. Or you could have April O'Neil's antique shop that she runs, and you kind of run almost like a pawn shop. You gotta accept deals from some people. It'd be almost like Papers, Please kind of in that style.
Or Coffee Time or Valhalla.
Coffee Time.
One of those
Yes. Yeah. See, now you get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Pez and Mike also mentions fighting games, and they have Turtles fighting games as well. The Tournament Fighter games, which are in the Cowabunga collection.
Or a breakdance fighting game. I want to see those Turtles breakdance.
But like a Turtles Arc System Works fighting game would also be like really dope too. Kind of like Dragon Ball Fighters.
Oh my gosh! Can you imagine like actually like a Turtles like kind of like Capcom and Marvel, Marvel versus Capcom kind of thing, like Turtles and something. I think that would be.
Well, they already kind of did that with Injustice because you could play as the Teenage Mutant Ninja
true.
Turtles in Injustice. So there's that. But anyway, Sean.
Anyways.
We gotta get it. We gotta roll out of the garage. We gotta get going. But before we go, Sean, plugs go.
You can support us at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, right here at youtube.com/carpoolgaming. You're going to say this in just a moment anyways, but you can find me specifically if you open your web browser, Safari, Chrome, Edge, if you like, Netscape Navigator, go to the address bar and type in http://www.twitter.com/Sean Capri, Sean like Connor, Capri like the pants. Give me a follow. Don't abandon Twitter just yet, everybody. It's going to be okay. Like, we got to this far. We've all met each other mainly on Twitter, so you can follow me. That'd be fine. And also, We the Gamercast, you mentioned as well. Go listen to the episode of We the Gamercast with Brendan Myers, where we discuss how we would survive the Titanic disaster and tragedy. The answers that at least Brendan Myers comes up with might surprise you. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Nice. As for me, you can find me, right here in my house, just doing my thing, just spinning around in my chair. You also find me on Twitter at Ryan Turford. You can find us on Twitter at Carpool Gaming, on YouTube at youtube.com/Carpool Gaming, and on podcast services around the globe. So for Sean Capri, I'm Ryan Turford. This has been episode 274 of the Xbox Drive, and we're out. Ball.
I had a lot of fun talking about all the different weird kind of games that we could make for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Ryan wasn't sure if I was going to go for a really long time here. Now he's regretting not taking a deeper breath, but I'm actually kind of impressed with how well he's doing. This is good. We'll see you guys next week. Okay, bye. Bye.